Over the past couple of weeks, I've asked Claude to help me build a set of algorithmic trading strategies, not just one, an entire portfolio of strategies that do different things, trade different assets, kind of like how a hedge fund would operate. Now, after some prompting, after some testing, here's what I've got. Some of them work. One of them died completely. And then I even had one that lost for 6 straight years across multiple assets, which on the surface sounds like a failure. But I'll explain how that actually could be the most useful result in this entire set of strategies. Now, to be very clear before I show you some of the results, everything you're about to see is a backtest. It's how a trading strategy, it's how the logic would have traded on a specific asset over a specific period of time. Now, in my backtesting, what I did first was I looked at the past 365 days thereabouts. Then I went back a couple of years, and then I would generally go back to about 2020. You could go beyond that. You could look further. But what I've found is that when you go back beyond 2020, you start to get into the pre-COVID market, the pre-COVID environment, which I think is a fundamentally different environment altogether. And it's also extremely rare for one set of logic to hold up and be consistently profitable for now over 6 years and even going back decades. There can be adjustments to the logic. That doesn't mean it needs to change completely, but at some point, you're probably going to have to do some manual work. So as of right now, none of this gets $1 of real money. But what it does get is a forward test, running live in real time, real market conditions to see exactly if these trades that look great in a back test actually pan out in reality. The plan is to let these tests run for a couple of weeks, gather enough data so that I can come back and show you guys how these have actually panned out, any new ones I've added, and then get into the idea of building out our very own trading bot that trades live funds. Let's get into the strategies. I'm going to start in reverse with S10. That is the strategy that I actually recently made as of last night. The idea here is that small gaps fill, large gaps will run, and it mainly trades in that 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. Eastern time window. Now, there's a couple different modes inside the strategy logic, and this strategy has approximately 583 lines of code, all in PineScript that I can load into TradingView and build it out. So what I've gone through is I've made some adjustments and I've made some settings changes. And the key here is that we have an upsloping and to the right strategy curve that is consistent over the past 6 years or so. PF of 1.245. And if I pull up the properties, I will just let you know that I am assuming right now no commissions because the broker I'm going to be using to automate this doesn't have commissions, but I'm also assuming no slippage. I just personally want to let the forward test tell me how much slippage we're averaging. So once we have the forward test results, then I can go back and in future back tests, I can put in a more accurate number for slippage. I just don't know. And so I'm going to leave it as 0 for now. But in reality, that probably is a number we want to add at some point. I found that IWM had the best correlations for this strategy. We saw some consistency with SMH, but SPY was close to break even and same was QQQ. Strategy S9 was a VWAP trend day continuation strategy. The idea was that days that pick a direction tend to hold that direction, and we use VWAP as support for an uptrend and resistance for a downtrend. Buy the pullback into VWAP and then ride the continuation from there. Obviously, that's an oversimplification. There are more settings that are involved in this. If I look into the strategy settings, there's a lot more than just that. There's things like timing, trend qualification, pullback qualifications, our sizing, stops, and take profits. These are all things I adjusted, but I don't want to bore you with. But what I found as I was looking around was SMH, which is the semiconductor ETF, had pretty poor performance over the past couple of years, specifically with this strategy. And then I jumped over to XLE, which is the energy ETF, and it also had bad performance pretty much on any time frame from 3-minute charts all the way to 30-minute charts. The 3-minute being the most interesting, giving me a profit factor of 0.647. The reason why this is interesting to me is because we want to have a substantially negative strategy, which essentially is like the opposite of a pretty solid to the upside. If we have a strategy that has a 0.9 profit factor, that means it's yes, losing money, but when you add in things like slippage and potentially some other issues you may find in the forward test, which I'm not sure of yet, even if you invert the strategy to do the exact opposite, you might end up closer to break even and essentially have no edge in the first place. So the reason why this interests me so much is because when I actually go to create the strategy alert, there's a couple lines of code that I'm going to add to what we have here on PineScript. And when I do that, it's going to allow me to create 2 alerts. So I'll go ahead and I'll create 1 alert as the strategy is, and then I'll toggle this box that'll say inverse. It's essentially going to do the exact opposite of what the strategy does. it's not going to completely invert the logic. It's only going to invert the executions. So when it executes a buy, the inverse strategy will execute a sell. When it closes out that long and exits at the end of the day with a sell, it's going to now close out the short with an exit at the end of the day to buy to get back to even. So in theory, we can optimize for terrible trading strategies that have a very negative edge and then just invert them. And now all of a sudden we could have a positive edge. A couple things you have to worry about when going about that logic. If inside the settings, I were to go in here and I was to select slippage as 2 ticks, that 2-tick slippage is playing a role inside of my performance here. Same as the commission. So if I get rid of the commission and then I make the slippage 0 as well, which probably isn't reality, but let's just say hypothetically for this example, we're now going to look at this chart and it's going to change. With those small tweaks only, this strategy that looked absolutely horrible, and it doesn't look great as of late the past couple of years, but it ends up averaging out to a 0.95 profit factor, which if I was going to trade the inverse of, I wouldn't love that. That's too close to 1 to really show me it's got much of an edge. But if I move this toggle to 2021, we remove the period where the strategy did well. Now we've got a profit factor of 0.819, which is substantially better in terms of inverting it for a positive if we were to trade the opposite. Now, the last one I'm going to talk about in this video is S6, the initial balance breakout strategy. This is one that I actually found a really good correlation on Tesla when I specifically looked at a 15-minute time frame. Jumping down to a 5-minute time frame over the past couple of months, we've got a 1.4 and even profitable on a 3-minute time frame as well. All good signs, but what I also found with the strategy is that there were some slight correlations with the similar settings on stocks like Google, AMD, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, and Meta. So I will be adding to the strategy list, but with just these 3 strategy logics alone, I can easily make out 20 to 30 trading strategies if you include the inverse and if you include multiple ticker symbols that I'm going to be tracking in the forward tests. So to connect a trading strategy from TradingView over to AlphaInsider to forward test, you're going to follow these step-by-step instructions. I'm going to find the strategy that I want, pull up the settings that you would like, put it on the time frame that you would like, then scroll over to the 3 dots. Click on Add Alert. Condition is the strategy, same as chart on the time frame. I'm setting mine to open-ended, but this does require a higher level of TradingView. We're going to have to edit out the message, and then we're going to have to edit out the webhook URL to this one right here. It's the AlphaInsider webhook URL. I'm going to turn notifications off because I'm going to have a ton of strategies firing off literally every single day, so I do not need that blowing my phone up. Now I go to my portfolio on AlphaInsider. Click on new strategy. I'm going to name the strategy. I'm going to call it default settings. It's technically not the default settings, but it's my current default settings. So what I went ahead and did is as I've got to the point that I want it, I've made these customizations in the settings. Then I went down to where it says default and I clicked save as defaults. Now it defaults to all the settings that I had optimized for Tesla. So anything off of this with different settings, I would want to note what the changes were. Publish the strategy on TradingView privately and then link to my private strategy settings that I can pull up there or have a different method of doing so. The starting balance is a hypothetical. It doesn't actually matter. It's just how we can track this over time with AlphaInsider. It's a stock strategy and I'm actually going to make this one private so that just in case it doesn't perform well, no one could get screwed by it on AlphaInsider. Click on create. I'll get to this page. There's nothing here. I'm going to scroll up to the 3 dots, go to where it says connections, and now I'll have the step-by-step guide. So here is that webhook URL we need for the TradingView webhook. I already have that in. Then we have this block of text right here we need to copy in. So back here, add alert. I'm going to now paste in that information. Because I'm doing it here, it already creates the strategy ID, which is after the final slash on the strategy. You can see right here, that would be the strategy ID. It's the same thing. We now have to enter the stock ID, how much leverage, if there's pyramiding, which there is not, and then our API token. So to find the stock ID, I'm going to scroll down to new order, start typing in Tesla. First option is right here. I'm going to copy the stock ID from there, paste it into the quotes. Leverage, I can go up to 2x leverage. I'm going to go with a 1 for now. Pyramiding is 1, and then I'm going to grab my API token from AlphaInsider. I already have one saved, but if you don't have one, go to the developer settings and make one super quick. Then just save it because you can reuse that for future strategies. Name the alert. I'm going to name it the exact same thing that I call my strategy on AlphaInsider. Then click apply, create, go to your alerts, and you should see our new Tesla strategy is now active Any future trades are going to fire and get sent right here. So now I'm going to repeat the process for all the strategies that I want to upload, and I'm going to be doing this pretty much every single day for new strategies as I come across things, as I have time, as I build out new ones, with these core 3 still the main priorities. So you look at my portfolio now, it's got 17 strategies. That number should at least double, if not triple, by the time I come back to make an updated video, and we should have a lot more strategies firing with tons of data to see which ones are actually working and which ones are not working. Make sure you are subscribed here to the channel so you don't miss when that video comes out. In the meantime, also consider following us over on Instagram or Facebook. The next video in this series will recap some of the results. Then we'll go ahead and build out our trading bot live. See you next time.